Welcome back everybody to the Villarreal series, where today we have arguably the biggest match we've had so far, and that includes the Europa League final that we had last year. We're going to be facing off against Real Madrid, who at this point in the season, getting towards the later stages now, we are neck and neck with at the top of the league, and if we win this, we will start to pull away as potential title challengers. We've had months pass as well in the game, so there's a lot to catch up on, and a January transfer window as well. So with that being said, let's run the intro and get right into it. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Villarreal series, where, as I mentioned, today we've got a game against Real Madrid as well as another match as well on top of that, as well as another match as well. We've got another match. We've got two matches basically that we're going to play today, both of which are fairly important. We've got one in the league against Real Madrid, which, as you can see, and we'll go into more detail in this in a second, but the league is very, very close currently, and we have a cup match against Granada, which will be pretty fun as well, because we might have a chance of winning that competition too at the time of where we are in the season right now. There's still a good chance that we are on for at least a double this year, but we're going to have to keep up this amazing form that we have been showing, and we'll speak a bit more about that in a second too. But firstly, if you guys could be absolute legends, I'd greatly appreciate smashing the like button. I know I've been a bit slack with the uploading on here recently. I've mentioned it will end at some point and I'll get more regular. I will. There's just a few things I'm doing in the background right now to hopefully make things better going forward. So yeah, just bear with me on that front. If you haven't already as well, hit the subscribe button as we make that push for 10,000 subscribers, hopefully before the start of next year's Football Manager. I mentioned that as like it would be great if we could get close to that target at the start of the year, and it looks like we might actually have a chance of doing it. So if you haven't subscribed and you're this many episodes in, I'd ask you to do so. You can change your mind at any point. There's a Football Manager Discord in the description as well, and if you want to leave a comment, that will be awesome. I try and reply to every single one. Even still, sometimes I miss the odd one, but I think mainly I keep up with all the comments that we do get. But back to Villarreal, back to this series, and as you can see, we are doing very well, top currently of the Spanish league table, and we're actually unbeaten in the league, I believe. And I'm going to talk a little bit now about our form since you last saw us. So as you can see, since the start of the year, we were playing very, very well, and then you saw us in a Champions League match against, was it Marseille? I feel like it was Marseille, and we went through, and then we beat Zoria as well, which means we got in to the knockout stages of the Champions League. We then had a bunch of friendlies because of the World Cup, and a lot of our players were missing, and that meant that we lost a fair few of the friendlies. But as you can see, December was just a month of getting ready back for football. We did have a couple of cup games along the way where we've been using our rotation side, who've done very well for us, and we kept winning in the league too. And now we are into the semi-finals of the cup, and it's the first leg today against Granada, but I thought it would be worth showing just to see the backup team, because we are going to use the first team against Real Madrid. We can see them in action, but as you can see, we are doing very, very well. We've got Lazio in the Champions League first knockout round, which gives me a little bit of hope because I think we could get past them. They're of course a team that I've managed in the past, but hopefully we can get one over on them. But in general, we are playing some amazing football. I know there hasn't actually been that many games since you last saw us, but we are winning all the ones that matter, and it means if we start off with the cup competition and go to the first round, you can see here we beat Mirandes 6-3. We got a very easy draw there, and the easy draws just kept continuing. We've played easy matches the whole way through, always playing second division teams or at best bad first division teams. You can see here in extra time we beat Alicano, and whilst I would have loved to have smashed all these teams, and we definitely should have done, because we were using our rotation side, there was a chance that we could lose the odd game. Even here against Malaga, scoring 3 in extra time to win 4-1. At this point, we still haven't played a very good team. We then played Elche, where we beat them in extra time. Then we went to the quarterfinals and we beat Las Palmas, again, a team that I don't believe are in the first division currently in this save, so another easy draw. At which point, I started to get hopeful because Real Madrid were knocked out by Granada, Barcelona knocked out by Sociedad, and Sevilla knocked out Bilbao. Now, Granada currently are in the Spanish second division and are only 10th place in the league, so they're not really the most threatening side in the world, and we have got them. One of Sevilla and Sociedad will be in the final as well. I have a good feeling that we could actually be in the Copa del Rey final, which would be awesome because we have won a Europa League. If we can add a Copa del Rey to that, that would be great too, as we try and cement ourselves as one of the biggest clubs in Spain, and we are doing a great job of that in the league as well, because as you can see, we are unbeaten But that doesn't mean anything this year because Real Madrid are also unbeaten after 20 games. It's only one extra draw in there that makes the big difference, which is why this match is so crucial today, because whoever wins this is going to have the advantage, of course, points-wise, but also momentum-wise. If one of us does lose, of course, they lose their unbeaten record, and I think being at home to Real Madrid, I have faith that we could maybe get something from this, and who knows, maybe then we are clear at the top of the league by 5 points, no one else is close to us, and, we have a good chance of actually winning the league in only our second season here. It definitely is a two-horse race at this stage. You could see Barcelona getting back into it, but I think overall, the way that both of our teams are playing, because we now have squad depth, I don't think there's much that could knock our side from these top two positions, and I think we'll be up there come the end of the season. And this match is going to be absolutely huge. Obviously, because of the World Cup, it is now February, and that has meant that the January transfer window has also passed us by. But before we look at that, just have a look at our youth intake that's coming through. We've apparently got an excellent intake with a good striker, a good winger, so maybe we can find someone to help our teams in there. But transfer-wise, we didn't do too much. I'll have a quick look at the players that we actually bought in the window, and it was literally one guy, a Barcelona youngster. He's nothing special, but for the price we could get him for, which is about £850,000, I decided to get that over the line. And if we have a look at players that we let go, we can see that we sold Kennedy. This was kind of against my will. I kind of liked him as a squad option at both wing back and left wing. I know he didn't play all that often or all that well, but he was useful to have. But he decided he wanted to go. He's gone back to Brazil. £1.5 million for Kennedy. We say goodbye to him, one of our earlier signings in the save. And Xavi Simons has left to go on loan to Tenerife, where hopefully he'll have a good time of it. He was doing fine for us when he did play, but it seems his first game at Tenerife has gone very well. Get some first team football under his belt. He'll come back as a 20-year-old, and then we can decide, is he really worth it? Is he a good player for our first team? Are we using him because of his hairstyle? I don't know. Once he's done a full season in the second division, we'll see what he's ready for. But that was really it on the transfer front in terms of current transfers. However, we do only have 5 centre-backs this season, and Dan Axel Zagadou has asked to leave the club. There wasn't an offer for him, but there's a chance he could leave in the future, which meant I wanted a couple of extra defensive options. I didn't need to bring in world beaters, I just needed to bring in players who could help out the squad. So I had a look at players who were run out of contract, and we've got Oscar Mingueza coming in next season, who is going to be like the 6th choice centre-back basically. Obviously, we play 3 defenders, each one of them needs a backup. In terms of when we fully rotate though, I imagine Mingueza will definitely just be a cut player, but he's half decent. He's good physically, good mentally, and decent technically too. He's not going to be a world-class centre-back, but you know what? He's a fine player, and he also kind of provides depth on either side if we really needed it in the wing-back spots. We also brought through Mats Hummels. I saw he was available on a free, and whilst his physicals are declining, I still think he's someone who could contribute to our team. On top of that, he's a model citizen as well. He can develop our youngsters through mentoring for a year or so, and I think it would be good to add some quality aged players in the squad. We of course got rid of some when we took over here at Villarreal, but they were players I wasn't really a fan of. I think if we can get some good older players in with good mental attributes like Mats Hummels, it can really help the development of our pretty young squad. And speaking of young squad, before we get into either of the games, which I probably should soon, because of course we have got a lot of games to get into, if I sort by general info and go by age, where is he? Kenneth Wynn has been a superstar for us. This guy is a player from our youth academy that they suggested could be one of the players of his generation when he came through, and he is looking so good in the in-game engine. His mental attributes are developing really nicely too, and his technicals are already super good. I mean, 16 vision, 15 passing, 15 technique. I think in a couple of years, we might be changing our tactic round just to fit this guy in as a deep line playmaker. I just needed physicals to go up a little bit, which they will because he's only 16. He's got a lot of time to grow, but he is a top draw player for us already. And in terms of what he's done on the pitch when we've used him, mainly in cup competitions and easy league games, so bear that in mind when you see his statistics. But in the Spanish league alone, he's played 5, scored 2 and assisted 1 with 1 player of the match award. And in the cup, he's played 5 and assisted 4. Some of his goals were penalties basically, where we were like 6-0 up, and I thought, you know what, you have the penalty, just get a goal under your belt. But the assists are coming from really good play from him. He's very good at creating that final ball. He has got tries killer balls often, and it works really well with his attributes, and I think he is a top draw player. But everyone is playing very well currently, so there's a lot of competition in this squad, and that means we've got a lot of players to pick from in this game against Real Madrid, which is arguably our biggest match of it. Well, no, it's definitely the biggest match of this season so far. If you count last season, only the Europa League final might be able to compare, but for what this could mean for Villarreal, this is massive. But we do have a few injury problems, so let's sort our team out ahead of this game. We're going for Onana in goal. I'd like Francis if he's available. He is, so Francis is going to start there. Ignacio and Pau Torres with Lamptey as wing-back, 75 minutes, that's fine. Pedraza's at left wing-back, and this is the only unfortunate thing currently. Grimaldo got injured very recently and is out for 5 months. Naturally, this was 3 days after I let Kennedy go, meaning we had no backup at left wing-back, so we've had to bring through a young guy to basically help out the team, so we'll see how we get on in that position. Hopefully Pedraza can last. Hopefully Lamptey can also perform in that position if we need him. And we shouldn't need to rely on those players that maybe aren't good enough. But yeah, Pedraza's in for right now. We're going for Bruno Fernandes in midfield with Kessie. Desbodov, that's fine, but I think I'd actually prefer... Okay, Pino is injured, so Desbodov can start, but I would definitely like Danjuma. He's also injured, right? Brilliant. In that case, I will put Gerard Moreno up front, Giori there, and Kessie is actually not going to start. I want to play Danny Parejo. He's complained recently that he's not happy about the amount of game time he's been given, so I promised to give him some more, and since we promised that, he's been playing really well, so I don't really want to drop him from this team, but I think this is a team we're going to go with for this match. Okay, here we go. I'm really not confident in Moreno up top. We'll see how that gets on. He's been better this season because he hasn't had to play so often, so hopefully he can contribute in a game like this. They've got Ramagnoli at the back. Di Maria is a player that I wouldn't have expected in their team. He's obviously came back from PSG. Oh, it's very tight at the top. Even goal difference is tight. Right, let's get right into this. Come on, everyone cross your fingers. This could be a massive match. If we lose, it's not all over. There's certainly a lot to play for still. Even if we do win, it's not all over. But if we can get, 5 points ahead of Real Madrid at this stage, the way that we're playing, I'd like to think we could maybe hold that until the last few days of the season. And who knows, Real Madrid are likely to drop some points at least in between now and then. So we'll see how this goes. If it's a draw as well, then it just gets even more intense as it goes on. But I thought I didn't want to show a Champions League game just because it's a bit of a wait until we get there. And I really wanted to show how this league is hotting up. And we have our first highlight, 40 minutes in. Bruno Fernandes into the box. Joe Moreno, but he looked very offside, so I'm not getting too excited here. The corner came in, it was flicked on, and Moreno was free at the back post. He was really free, which made me think he was offside, but maybe he made a great run. He's been awarded. We've scored. We're 1-0 up. Bruno Fernandes played it in. It was Giori with the header to the back post, and Joe Moreno stuck a foot out, got us 1-0 in front just before half-time, and that is massive for us. Gerard Moreno, first real chance of the game for either team, and he has finished. And that's definitely what we want from our backup striker, to score when he is needed. It also does help that Giori is this kind of player that can play any position across his front three. So if we need to in a game like this, he can, of course, come in on that inverted winger, inside forward position, whatever it might be. But that was a great first half. Credit to everyone. Oh, that hasn't really worked the way I wanted to. I said the media have given you a lot of credit, so go out there and put on a worthy display. That always seems to work. It was suggested by the assistant as well, right? I don't know why they're demotivated, but you know what? Hopefully that doesn't affect too much. Kalulu as well is an interesting one. I want to talk about him before we get in the second half. He's, of course, on loan here this season and has been brilliant. I've tried to make it a permanent deal, but we didn't really have the funds to do so. And also, they were asking for a lot of money, AC Milan. It was like 30 million, when before, yeah, you can see the valuation here. They were charging far too much. I'll pay 20 million for him next summer if we can, but right now it's not an official deal just yet. And Bruno Fernandes I want to cover as well quickly because he has been immense since signing. We obviously got a great deal on him, but 12 games played in the league, 7 goals and 3 assists, and he's obviously didn't get the assists there, but his set piece ability has been massive for us. That corner that he put in caused problems and we nearly scored from it, and then of course Moreno gets in at the back post, but it's been a great performance from us so far, and hopefully we just don't even see another highlight from this point. But as I say that, we do have one, but luckily it is us on the ball. Here's Giori to Pedraza. Pedraza controls it in this left wing spot, pulls it back to Pau Torres, and we'll go backwards here. Tends to be the way that we do things. Oh, but it's a great ball from Pedraza. Oh, a bit of confusion there at the back, and Rob Agnoli almost gave Joe Moreno a free hit on goal. It wasn't much of a highlight, but that was very close to us getting a shot away from only 6 yards out. But yeah, we play some really good football. Now that everyone is a quality player and everyone is suited to the system and they've learnt the tactic, you can see the patterns of play are brilliant. We see it each and every game, it gets better and better. But this back three that we're using now, Pau Torres, Francis, Ignacio, such a good back three. They're always brilliant together, and Kalulu can step in and Zagadou can step in, and we never have any issues. These centre-backs are all great now. And I feel like I'm calling for him to make a mistake by saying this, but we do have Real Madrid on the ball. And it's a longer highlight. and they're always the worrying ones because I think they always lead to goals usually. Here's Alaba, plays in Angel Di Maria. It's a great ball from David Alaba, to be fair, and Di Maria finishes well. Giving him too much space, though, Alaba, to run forward. But he's played a great pass. That's kind of what I want some of my centre-backs to do more often, is what Alaba does here. Oh, he's playing left-back. That makes more sense. Okay, I thought he was playing centre-back, but yeah, that's why he's got so much space then. But he's run into that channel, played a great ball in, and credit to Di Maria. It's a good finish too. We're a bit unlucky there, but you know what? Can't really complain about the goal that's gone in. It was good quality. And now, 72 minutes in, we have another highlight, should I say, but it is us on the ball, which gives me a bit of hope. And it's a good ball from Parejo. Despadov's through. He's very quick, Despadov, when he gets going, as is this man. Probably no one's quicker than him in the game, Tariq Lamptey. Back to Despadov. It's a very quick right side. Lamptey gets past his man. He's not having the best of game up to this point, according to the average match rating. But we keep the attack going. Bruno now. Despadov. Lamptey's made a great run. But Despadov goes alone. It's a great turn, a great bit of skill, and Giori clears away. Only as far as Francis, so Lamptey again. He's going to try to put the cross in another time. Hopefully this time it actually works out. And it's very close. Joe Moreno takes a shot from about 2 yards out. It's right into the arms of Thibaut Courtois. But let's get some subs on. I think we need it. We definitely need it, should I say, at this stage. Pedraza having a bad game. Lamptey having a bad game. I think I'm going to put Lamptey there and put Rosas on the pitch. Parejo, Fernandez, switch them round, bring on Frank Kessie, and then I think Despadov. Well, we haven't really got anyone to come on for him, have we? Do we bring on Kalulu for the sake of it? I'm not sure if it's worth it. We could bring on Zagadou for his aerial ability. Ignacio's on a yellow card, maybe not having the best of games. Let's go for Zagadou. 3 substitutions. 15 minutes to go. Will it make any difference at all? Will it have a negative effect? I don't know. Hopefully a positive effect though. It's the first time I am using Lamptey on the opposite side, so we'll see if that works out in our tactical style. But Rosas can definitely be a player who can contribute. Oh, but we have given it away. And Fernandez is off, isn't he? Bruno Fernandez sent off. It's a terrible tackle. 2-footed tackle just after we make our 3 substitutions. So thanks for that, Bruno. After I've bigged you up as well. And we're going to bring in Despadov into the midfield. And we'll just play a bit narrower, I think. I don't usually do too much when someone gets sent off because I think it messes things up. But I'm just going to leave it at that, and hopefully we'll just see this game out as a 1-1 now. If we do lose, you'll all be shouting at me for my tactical decisions there, but I think we're okay. Oh no, not in the 93rd minute. Good save, Onana. Alaba causing a lot of problems for us today. I was going right in the top corner, but Onana flicks it away, and if we survive this corner, we stay top of the league, even though we went down to 10 men. Realistically, I would have loved to have won this game playing at home. I think we deserve to. But in the end, have we had that many clear cuts? Not really. I think 1-1 might be an accurate reflection, but Bruno is going to get absolutely slated after this game from me because I'm not happy with that. Getting sent off in a game like that for something completely stupid, middle of a pitch lunge. I'm actually going to fine him. I'm going to fine him a day's wages for that. I'm going to confirm, and he'll just have to deal with it. I don't care what happens. You can't do it in a game like that, and yeah, there you go. Understands better judgment is required of senior squad players. You best improve, Bruno. That is not good enough in a game like that, and we'll now be missing him for a few key games, but I guess it at least means that Parejo can play a few more times and hopefully not get annoyed. And before I do go ahead to that Granada game, whilst we're speaking of Parejo, I thought why not cover it? Since I started this series, I've been sending him on little staff courses, whatever it's called, and he's now done all of his national licenses. I think he's on National A, and he's currently studying for a Continental one. So hopefully by the end of his career, he'll come out and he'll be this amazing coach that we can just put into our team because he is such a good player, Parejo. I know he hasn't been around forever at Villarreal, but he is a really good player to have. He's determined, he's a leader, he's got some very good mental attributes, and I think he will make a good coach. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. Let's go right ahead to the Granada match. Okay, we're ready here for the first leg of the Granada match. You probably won't see the second leg, but hopefully with it being at home, as long as the result here is good, the second leg at home, if we win that, we will be in a final, and I probably will. I think I will show the Copa del Rey final. Why not? It will be towards the end of the season and should make a pretty good game. But we've got a lot of injuries at the minute, and it's causing us a fair few problems. Lamptey isn't fully fit. I'm not going to start him in this kind of game. Coquelin, Danjuma, Grimaldo, of course. We've already spoke about a few of these names. Pino as well. And it is a bit of a worry that so many people are getting injured. It was that World Cup break that really threw everybody off because my assistant then organised friendlies. It were like 5 friendlies, 2 days apart each. And even when you're rotating the squad, it's far too soon to play match after match. And a lot of players came out of it struggling, Yeah, struggling's definitely the word. Okay, so I've just had a little play around with the team to try and find the best squad for this match, and I've decided on this. We're going for Onana in goal, with Kalulu, Zagadou and Pau Torres rotating that back line, but keeping our most important defender, Rosas at right wing back, with Pedraza still at left wing back. There isn't too many other options, but I have brought through the youngster Ivan Gagi off the bench, a player that came through our youth academy and maybe could play the second half if we need him to, if we need to rest Pedraza a little bit, because it's going to get pretty hectic for this man over the course of a season. Obviously, with Gramado out and Kennedy gone, Pedraza is our only recognised left wing back, and he's got to play, 3 or 4 months non-stop playing in 3 competitions. He's going to be struggling a lot, so we really need to hope that this Gaggy guy is good. We're going for, I like his name as well, so I'm really hoping he does turn out to be a good player. We're going to take Parejo through the middle with Kessie. We're going to play Alex Biena, a youngster, on the left wing position. He's been great for us this year. You can see there, played 6 times, scored 3. Of course, he is playing against the easier teams, that should be mentioned, but he has done very well for us. Giori is going to go up front, and Fernandez, seeing as he's suspended from the other competition, I may as well use him here whilst he's fit. He's going to play as the inside forward in this side, and hopefully nothing will go too badly and we'll come out with a win here. But I don't know. After that last game against Real Madrid, and with the players probably quite tired, a lot of them, and a few injuries as well, it does worry me a little bit that maybe this game will get away from us. But as long as we can stay in the tie, when we're playing at home, we'll win. That's almost a definite. I'm saying all this stuff about, we might lose, but Granada are a second division side, mid-table second division at that. So maybe we will run away with this, but who knows? Here's Bruno though, to Rosas. If we can get an early goal here, it will make a big difference. We haven't been too convincing defensively in the cup so far, so hopefully we can be better this game. And Alex Biena taps it in. He's definitely offside though. He blocked his own teammate's shot, and that's going to get disallowed. Maybe it doesn't, and Alex Biena gets another goal in the cup, but who knows? Let's have a look. Is it going to be awarded another VAR goal today? It's been disallowed. Okay, that's fair enough. It did look that way. Giori was definitely about to score before it hit Alex Biena here. Look, he takes a shot, Giori, and it hits Biena on the back of the leg. Unfortunate, but it's a good start, and if we can keep up this pressure, 1 or 2 goals early on, and I can forget about any worries that I'm going to have, because at home, we'll definitely win against Granada, I think. So as long as we can maybe get a draw or a win here away, we will be more than happy. Here's Pedraza, puts it into the box. Bruno with a header, hits it low, and it just goes wide of the post. The early pressure from us, it's good. We're creating a lot of chances, and this is what we need in this kind of game. Oh, I don't want anyone to get injured, so just to make sure, Giori is going to come off for Jared Moreno, even if it's only a slight knock. I don't want anyone else injured and out of the team. So Moreno comes on up front. I do feel like that lowers our ability to score and our ability to link up play between the striker and the wingers. But I've got to do it. I've got to protect the players at this stage of the season. It's going to get very hectic. But 40 minutes in now, and nothing really is actually going on. I mean, it's, 10 minutes in when we had the 2 chances? After that, nothing. Our XG's good, our possession's good, our chances are good. But it's not been the best performance, and I will say that to the players there. Hopefully we can improve in the second half in terms of our conversion, but what we can at least say is Granada look nowhere near scoring. It's just for the possession and the chances we've had. I would have hoped we'd have got something from this game so far. But it's not to be, nearly 60 minutes in now, and it's making me think about potential substitutions. And I'm going to be a bit risky, and I'm going to use the final 2 on players that probably won't help the team too much, but I want to get on the pitch. So Pedraza is going to come off. He's got another game in a couple of days where he's going to have to play. So we are going to use this Ivan Gagi player. We'll see if he's any good. So we'll let him come on. He's not technically a left wing back. He's like a left winger left back. It's very weird, actually. He's natural here and also pretty competent in this position. So we're going to try and use him there. Kind of makes sense. I think he could do the job as he gets a bit older. But right now, he's obviously not of a quality to be a star there. But hopefully he can at least perform. And I'm actually going to put Kessie in the centre mid position. Drop this to a deep line playmaker on support. And bring through Kenneth Wynn. It seems like Granada are defending pretty well, and if there's anyone that's going to create a final pass, it seems weird to be relying on a 16-year-old, but he has done it for us so far in this competition, and maybe he'll do it again. Kessie, on the other side of the midfield, he doesn't usually play the role that he's playing now, but I think he'd be pretty good going forward, so who knows. But I mean, 80 minutes in, and it looks like we're not going to see, I was going to say we're not going to see anything, but it's actually a Granada highlight. And they are in on this side. Oof. Well done, Pau Torres, getting across there. I don't know if that's the end of the highlight or not. It's not. They're going to keep coming forward, Granada. We gave them the ball back. It looks like the players are getting a bit leggy. We're not closing down at the rate I'd like to. and they're through. It's played into the middle. It's off the post and Kalulu clears. There wasn't too much we could do there. You can just tell how tired the players are at this stage. But I really hope the season doesn't turn around on this point just because of that World Cup and that friendly season that we had, which got everyone injured. I really hope we can keep it up. I hope that isn't the end of our season when everything goes wrong because we got injured players. We've definitely got more than enough players to be okay though. So yeah, let's just say fingers crossed. We'll be fine for the rest of the season. It looks like it's going to be a draw here today, which is fine. We'll take a 1-1 draw, a 0-0 draw, should I say. We know we're the better team based on how that game went. And at home, I have no worries it will get over the line and get into that Copa del Rey final. The defence did really well seemingly, but outside of that, not enough chances created. Hopefully that doesn't affect the momentum, the morale too much, 2 draws in a row. In terms of our running now for the rest of the season, we're looking at a few pretty tough games in the league, away against Espanyol and Sociedad, home to Sevilla. Then we have a Champions League tie against Lazio. Gijón comes next, and it's a lot of games in a very short amount of time. Obviously that World Cup creates a lot of pressure on getting a lot of games done because you basically miss a whole month. And you can see they're cramming it into January. They've crammed it into February. We don't get to go 3 or 4 days without a game at this stage. It's going to be tough. Hopefully the players can hold out, but we won't know until the next episode. So hopefully I'll see you guys then. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash the like button and the subscribe button. And let me know in the comments as well. I want to know how you think we could improve the videos. If you think the camera quality is bad, if you think the microphone quality is bad, whatever it might be, just let me know. And hopefully we can get it all improved and have a channel looking amazing. But thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.